Well guys, just like it said in the thumbnail of this video, the struggle is definitely real. Well, thanks for joining me for another video. I'm going to do something a little different than what I usually do. I'm not going to talk about gear today. I'm not going to try to, pitch something to you or display something or review something or anything like that. I'm going to talk about something that all of us can relate to. And that is basically, we're all guitar players, obviously. That's why you're watching this video. And we all struggle with trying to be better and trying to find time to become a better guitar player. And we're always trying to figure out a way to make our practice sessions a lot more productive, and I struggled with that as well over the years. And as you may or may not know, I was very busy this summer. I worked for about 6 or 7 months, I don't know, something like that. Pretty much 6 days a week. I didn't have time or energy to practice at all. So I'm really sloppy and really rusty right now on a lot of my songs that I play on the channel. That's why you haven't seen me play a lot of my other songs. I just played like my 3 typical ones that I can kind of muddle through without making too many mistakes. But I'm really rusty on a lot of my other stuff, and I got to get back in shape guitar-wise. And I came up with a regimen or a plan that would help me do that, and I'm going to share that with you guys for what it's worth, and hopefully it can help you guys if you're struggling with that as well. So this is going to be a pretty casual video. I'm going to enjoy a cigar while I'm doing it. Hopefully, if you have cigars, why don't you go ahead and light one up or have a beer, whatever, whatever it is that you do. And hopefully this will be pretty unedited and casual, and that's kind of what I want to do here. So like I was saying, I needed to come up with a practice routine that would make me a better guitar player, but also get me back in shape, on the guitar so that I could play all my songs again. And I wanted to be as efficient and productive as possible. And the other thing that I want to say too is practice shouldn't be a chore. It should actually be fun. It should be something that you look forward to. So you have to create a practice routine that is actually fun, but also productive. And I know that sounds weird, but there's a lot of guys who, that say, oh, I have to practice. You should be thinking of it in a way where it's like, I get to practice, and you look forward to it, and it's fun, and it's musical, and you love seeing and hearing the progress that you're getting out of your practice sessions. Now, here's the thing. Noodling around on the guitar, which is what a lot of us do, for an hour a day, playing the same crap over and over again is not practice. That's like going to the gym and walking around and maybe, I don't know, going 5 minutes on the treadmill and then picking up some dumbbells, doing 1 set of curls, doing your max on the bench, bro, and then walking out. Like, you'd be better off just staying home. I mean, that was a complete waste of time. You didn't even really warm up. I mean, you're not going to get any bigger or stronger by doing that. So it's the same thing with noodling around on the guitar. You're not getting any better because, as you know, and you have to admit, you're probably nodding your head right now watching the video, you're just playing the same crap over and over again, and that's stuff you're already proficient at because that's all you play. So you have to find ways of improving as a guitar player. So here's the thing. I'm going to play a couple of my mixes that I struggle with right now, especially because I'm so freaking rusty after taking 7 months off of regular practice sessions. And I'll show you where I'm at, and I'm going to show you also how I'm going to fix those things, and hopefully you can apply those to your practice sessions as well. And hopefully these tips will make you a better guitar player who looks forward to practicing. So we're going to start off with a song that I haven't played in a long time called City Lights. This is a pretty difficult song. There's a couple spots in here that there's a lot going on, and it's very hard to play. So, well, for me anyways, especially now in the out of shapeness that I'm in here. And I'm going to play this, and I'm doing it in 1 take. There will be no editing, no second chances. So if I get this right, I got lucky. But I'm probably not going to get it right. But what I will do is I will either way whether I get it right or not. I will show you the parts that I struggle with, and then I will show you what I do to fix that. Little shot of courage here from my cigar, and off we go. Okay, so that wasn't horrible, but definitely wasn't all that great either. It was pretty sloppy on the timing in some areas, and that's something that I'm not worried about because I can easily fix that with just repetitive practice, you know, and just getting back in the groove with it. My timing has always been weird, and I have an odd groove, so once I get used to my own sense of timing with the song, I'm actually fine with it. So that's not something I'm really worried about right now. But the hardest part of this song is that tapping part. You know, this whole... So that's pretty hard because you're concentrating on two hands and you're string skipping, and there's a lot of weird stuff. And then I change it up by going the second time around to keep it interesting. And it's a lot of moving around, and you're watching two hands, and it's like wrangling cats. So that's something that I have to practice. Now, one thing that I will highly recommend is I have this app on my iPad called Trax, T-R-A-X, or T-R-A-X or T-R-A-X-X, whatever. Look it up on the App Store. Now, this app is amazing because it allows you to upload all your backing tracks to it that you want to practice to. And it also allows you to isolate sections and put in loops so you can loop that section over and over again. So what I would do to fix this issue is I would loop that whole tapping section and just run it in a loop and then just drill it until I get it programmed into my brain, my eyes, and my hands, and get everything synced up. And playing that probably 10 times in a row would really help with that. So whether it's this app or another app, get something that allows you to put a loop in there, and then you can loop sections and really drill those parts. So so that's one song that I really struggle with. Now, here's another one that I hardly ever play because it's the hardest song I've ever written, and this solo is an absolute grinder, man. It's just so bad on my hands. It's just really wicked fast in some spots, and it's just difficult. So let me switch guitars and play that for you, and then I'll really screw this one up pretty bad, and I'll show you what I'm going to do to fix that. Okay, so this one's called Galactic Space Zombies, and after I do this one, I will discuss all the different ways that I think you should set up your practice routine so that it's fun, it's enjoyable, and it's something that you can squeeze in time to do and be really efficient at. And within a few weeks, you're going to notice some really big differences. And after a month, you're probably not even going to recognize who you once were as a guitar player. You're going to be so much better and tighter on all your stuff than you ever thought you would be. So let's go ahead and play Galactic Space Zombies now and hear what kind of a disgusting mess it's going to be. Again, I haven't played this in months, and let's just see where I'm at with it and how I'm going to fix the issues. All right, that was a hot mess. There were some parts that I forgot too. Obviously, you heard the horrible notes that I hit, and those weren't like I didn't I slid to the wrong note or whatever. I literally didn't know what note I was supposed to go to. So I forgot some stuff, which I'm not too worried about because with practice, I'll remember those things. You know, it'll come back to me. And truth be told, I played this a few times today just to kind of brush up on it because I was really rusty on it and forgot half of it. So I didn't want to sound that bad on, you know, on this episode. So I did do a couple run-throughs earlier just to kind of refresh my memory, but I still played it like crap. It was really sloppy. But again, I'm not worried about it and I'm not discouraged about it because the thing is repetition. Just do it over and over and over and over again, and I will get it. And again, the nice thing about having an app like the Tracks app is it allows me to put a loop there in the sections that I struggle with, and then I can just drill it over and over again. It's a fun challenge too. Like, you get to hear your progress quickly. So what I do too is I give myself like a 10-15 second on ramp, so that way I can kind of rest in between drills. So I can kind of rest my hands a little bit and reset and then do it. Otherwise, you're just going to keep doing it and then just get tired. And I'll tell you, the thing is with that tapping section, when I do it, I'm not kidding you, it really wears out my hands. In fact, it's funny, when I get done with this song, I have a huge pump in my forearm. It's crazy. It's like I lifted weights or something. My forearm is huge. It's so pumped up in here. And it's just like ready to explode. It's crazy, man. And that section really does that to me. It's so fast, and I always forget how fast that is. It's a very difficult section to do. And there's some other difficult things in the song as well, but I think I played it a little better than I thought I would, but it's definitely not up to par. I mean, if I played that in front of people on a stage, I'd be embarrassed after the show. I'd be like, oh my God, I totally shit the bed on that. So the way to fix this is once again, I know I'm being repetitive, but I want to make sure I make this point with you guys. Get the app, man, because I'll tell you, an app like that, or any other kind of app, will definitely help you. It really will. You'll be shocked at how much better you get and how quickly you get there. I mean, that's how I got to the point where I was before I started my season washing all these buildings this year. I was pretty tight on all these songs, and I was really bummed out when I came down here to do videos when I had a little bit of time to do them, and I would run one of them and go, I can't play this in the video. It's going to take me 1,000 takes, and I don't have time, so I'm going to have to do my typical stuff that I'm more tight on, because it's not as difficult. And that's what I ended up doing all summer, and it kind of bummed me out because I really miss playing these songs, and I miss playing them live on the live streams on Sundays too. So I don't want to miss out on that anymore. So I really want to tighten up everything. And there's a bunch of other songs that I'm sloppy on, but I think you guys get the point. I don't need to play them all, just to give you the examples of what I'm talking about here. So let me go over some things. And again, I hope you guys don't mind I'm doing kind of a raw, unedited type video here, but I want to go over some stuff with you guys. I took notes because I actually care, and I want to make sure I don't leave anything out. So, basically, again, life gets in the way. I say again a lot, don't I? I'll try not to do that. Life does get in the way, and there's times where we just can't get in the practice time that we want. So here's what I do, all right? So I will come up with a game plan because, like I said earlier, noodling doesn't do anything for you. It's a great way to warm up. So warm up with your noodling crap for like 5 minutes just to get your hands warmed up, But after that, you have to get the regimented practice session going. So get a metronome. I have the Spark amp, and I love using that for practice because it has a metronome in the app. So I struggle with, the downstrokes on sweep picking. So what I do is I came up with a melodic sequence for sweep picking that helps me tighten up my sweep picking. And I start out at a lower number so I can get the technique down, and then I raise it in 5 BPM increments as I go here, and just go faster and faster with it. And that way I can really hear my progress and keep things tight and make it musical. Don't just do the same pattern over and over again. Maybe you could do that for starters, but come up with a musical melodic thing that you want to do so that it's musical. So when you play it, it actually sounds good and you enjoy hearing it, and it just gets better and better as you go. And then do that for 20 minutes tops. But if you want to start out with 10 minutes and then work your way up to 20, do that. But that should be the beginning of your practice session after you noodle around for 5 minutes and warm up. And set timers so you don't lose track of time. So do that, and I'm telling you, after 2 weeks, you'll be amazed at how much better you are. It's insane, you know, and after a month, you're going to look back and go, this is the best thing I ever decided to do. I am so fast and clean and articulate now. I can't believe I got here. But you won't get there unless you do that, and you have to stick with the program. And again, making it musical will definitely help with that. So, after that, you know, if you're in a band and you've recorded in the studio, ask the engineer to send you all of your songs that you've recorded with your guitar tracks missing. Get the guitar tracks out and leave them in underneath your solo sections if they were there in the first place, that is, so you have something to play over and fill it up. But that way you can practice your songs as much as you want, and you can drill the parts that you struggle with without driving your band members nuts. You can do it at your own time, at your own pace. So what I do is I run all of my songs 2 times in a row. I just bam, bam, run it twice in a row, go to the next one, twice in a row, go to the next one, and make mental or even physical notes of what you struggled with on that song, on each one of the songs. And then at the end of that whole thing, when you ran through them all twice in a row, and you're at the end of it, go back and drill the parts that you struggled with, okay? Now, I know this sounds tedious, but honestly, it's not. It actually goes by really quick, you know? So after you drill those parts, then basically you're good. You have all of the stuff that you needed to worked on and drilled and tightened up, and you'll be amazed at how quickly you improve. I mean, you really will. So do that, and then at the end of that, run them all one after another, just one time each. And then there's your whole practice session right there. And you're done. You did your 20 minutes on the metronome after you warmed up for a few minutes. And then you ran all your songs as many times as it took to get them right, which is in all 3 times each. You drilled all the parts that you struggled with. You're done. Your practice session's over. You got to play your favorite music, which is yours because you freaking wrote it. And it was fun. I love playing my songs. You know what's weird is I've had these tracks for years, and I never get sick of playing them because they're always a challenge for me. And that's another thing I want to mention really quick here too. When you write your guitar solos, don't write within your abilities. Write outside of them so that you're always improving with your guitar playing. If you stay within your abilities all the time and just do some really easy stuff that just comes easily to you, you're never going to improve. You have to challenge yourself. But also keep in mind that even though you're writing more challenging parts, they still have to sound good and fit the song and be tasteful. So make sure you keep that in mind as well. I remember seeing an interview with Neil Peart, and they asked him, don't you ever get tired of playing Tom Sawyer? And he's like, no, because every time I play it, it's a challenge for me, and I get to see if I can still play it right. So even he was challenged by his own parts after many, many years because they were challenging parts to play. So there's nothing wrong with that. So keep yourself challenged as well. Don't play within your abilities. I hate seeing guitar players that do that because they never improve. They're always, it's just, they stay at the same level all the time. I'm always writing outside of my abilities, and every time I play that song, it's like a huge challenge for me, and it gives me a chance to see if I can play it right. And if I'm always challenged, I'm always growing, you know, so that's something to keep in mind as well. Now, if you're not in a band and you don't have backing tracks that a studio can send you, there's plenty of tracks you can get online on YouTube or any other place. I mean, you probably have some friends that have some tracks or whatever. So have them send them to you, or download some from the internet like YouTube or whatever, and just practice writing solos over that stuff and really dig into it and challenge yourself with some amazing solos. And then now when you practice, You have something that's musical, it's fun to play, it's challenging, and it's something that you wrote that you get to look forward to practicing and tightening up. And over time, you'll probably tweak it as you improve as a player and hear other things that might sound better in there, and you'll keep improving that stuff. And it's just a lot more fun to practice to. And I'm telling you, it's going to be a lot more fun and productive to practice this way because, again, you're going to look forward to it. You know, so always keep in mind, you know, make your practice sessions musical, productive, and challenging. And sometimes you might not have the time to do all the things that I mentioned. You might not have the 20 minutes on the metronome and run all your mixes or your songs 3 times each and work on the parts. So what you do then is do a 10-minute session on the metronome and then just pick the songs that you know you struggle with the most and just run through those if you need to, because at least then you got a good productive practice session in, and I think it's still going to be you know, something that advances you, and at the end of it you're still going to feel like you accomplished something and you're still going to get better at the end of the day. Because I know life does get in the way, and sometimes we just don't have as much time as we want to do the perfect practice session. But something like this, I think, will take me about an hour a day. Now, after I'm done with that hour session, I can do whatever I want. If I want to noodle around and act like an idiot, I can do that. Or I have some stuff that I'm working on right now, some new songs that I really look forward to writing and rehearsing, and that stuff is also amazing and fun for me to do, and I can't wait to present those songs to you guys on the channel, because these are freaking, in my opinion, for what I do, they're bangers. I freaking love them, and they're a lot of fun for me to play, and it gives me something to look forward to after the session, because now that I got all my homework done, now I can fire up my new stuff and really start digging into that as well. All right, so now let's just summarize everything I talked about in this video. Number 1, practice to a metronome. Whatever it is, sweep picking or run scales or whatever it is that you want to do that you need to tighten up on, do that. Start out at 10 minutes per session and work your way up to 20. 20, I think, is the peak that you want to go, because let's face it, after a while it gets a little boring. So keep it fun by making it musical, but again, 20 minutes should be enough for you. And then after that, run all of your songs 2 times each, and then work on the parts with a loop on your backing track app, and drill those and get them tight, and then run the whole, you know, all the songs one after another, one time, and then work on some new stuff, noodle, or call it a day if you need to, you know, if you don't have time. But at least at that point, I think you'll have a really productive practice session. And again, I think you look forward to it. I look forward to this. I really do. My practice sessions in the morning are amazing. Like, I get up, I fire up the old coffee thing, I make myself a latte, yeah, I know, bougie, whatever, and I sit on my ottoman, I get my iPad out, set it next to me, I fire up the Spark, and I run all my tracks through it because it's Bluetooth, and I just run through all that stuff. And again, like I said, I have a metronome on the app, so I can run the metronome, I can do all that stuff. So I guess we'll talk about gear for a second. Make sure you have gear that allows you to do these types of practice sessions. I highly recommend the Spark. I'm not trying to pitch a Spark to you or anything. In fact, I wasn't even planning on talking about that in this video, but it just popped in my head. Like, you know, if you have a loud amp, how are you going to practice with that with backing tracks? I mean, that's going to be difficult to do unless you have like an aux box or like the Amp Central or something like that from Red 7, where you can run it into some studio monitors and stuff like that. I mean, that's handy, but I would recommend getting a Spark and running your backing tracks through that, and use the metronome on the app and really get in some great practice sessions. And like I said, after a month, you will look back and go, I can't believe how far I've come. And you'll be a way, way better guitar player after that. And that'll make you want to do it even more, because you'll see the progress, you'll get hooked on it, and then you get hooked on practicing like this every day, or at least as often as you can. And minimally, you'll be way better. So there's nothing wrong with that. So, and then also, depending on your lifestyle and your situation and whatnot, just tweak what I said as far as these practice sessions go to fit your lifestyle and your situation, and you might even up it and do and add some things to it. So just let me know what you come up with in the comment section, and let me know what your practice regimen is, and maybe I can learn some tricks and tips from you guys as well. I'm looking forward to that. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys got something out of it. And like I said, I wanted to do something a little different today. I mean, we always talk about gear and like, oh, let's get this piece of gear and see how it compares to that. And that's fun. It's great. But none of that's going to make you a good guitar player. But what I talked about today is probably the most important video I think I've ever done on this channel. And I really hope it helps you guys out. Well, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And to all my Patreon supporters and subscribers, I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. And if you're new to the channel and you like what I do here, feel free to subscribe and click the bell so that you're notified every time I either go live or come out with another episode. I got a lot more stuff coming up for you guys, and I'll see you on the next one.